comes out of my mouth.
Just comes out.
I keep it rolling, shaking. I said I ride down the road.
Yeah, I'm riding, ride.
If you're a second language learner, you make your own lyrics of the song.
Hey, there's a lot of songs that we have that we know that the fucking lyrics is like todo culiado. It's not even the true lyrics.
You know, that's my problem. Like, remember, it's like, this is the rhythm of the night. A lot of people said, this is our night. So, Rivo Song night. Oh, yeah.
What song is that?
It's an old song, but it goes, this is the rhythm of the night. But then when I was little, I used to hear it saying, this is son Rivo Song night. You don't get it now, right?
Nah.
You're too young, guys.
Yeah, low key.
What
are you from, like, 1970s?
From a third world country.
I'm a third world country.
By the way, United States bought us with their fucking money. Fucking United States.
We no big English. No big English.
I love you.
No big English.
Okay,
no
no.
big English. What'd you say?
FBI.
See, I know. No way, ICE.
ICE.
Fucking in my country.
Me encontramos.
Born here.
Dale.
Alright.
Me, I speak it English sometimes.
Me no big English.
No, low key when I was like in school,
Uh-huh.
my accent was stronger. Like right now, it's strong. No, not really. Sometimes when I'm nervous, it comes out.
Yeah.
A lot.
My same thing. I come out, I'm like, se me sale, güey.
With Jacob, you don't have the problem.
I don't got that much accent.
Now, you're just reverse. You have the accent in Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah, say something in Spanish.
¿Qué vamos, güey?
Come on, what's wrong?
Give a cut.
No, ¿qué más, good?
No, give a cut.
Yeah, you know the one who I never heard talking Spanish was
¿Quién?
your cousin.
¿Quién? ¿Alan?
Mm-hmm.
¿Alan?
Mm-hmm.
He's a no sabo kid too.
Yeah, no, eso no sabe.
That's sad, huh?
William, sí.
William
Manuel.
tampoco no lo he escuchado.
Sí. Todo el
Manuelito,
tiempo.
sí, I have heard him before.
Yo no sé. El
Why you
Benny.
guys don't want to speak Spanish?
El Benny.
I mean, like me, I don't like talking. 'Cause I be saying bad words.
No, why?
Me?
No, why you don't like speaking Spanish? This is my question because when I came from El Salvador, nobody wanted to speak Spanish, even though they knew Spanish. Especially like kids of my age. I just don't know why.
Because actually now it's different. Back then it's because it was
well,
like
now it's everyone's inclusive.
Everybody's like.
it's because everyone now it's like corridos and like reggaeton is a new thing.
That's true.
So now everyone's like
Supposed to speak Spanish.
like everyone that didn't speak Spanish in high school. Now everyone like that didn't like corridos. Now they all like Peso Pluma. They like fucking Grupo Frontera, Bad Bunny, all that stuff. And I was like,
What about you? What about you, Jacob?
Hmm?
Like, what do you think? Kids of your age don't want to speak Spanish to other kids that they don't speak English.
Like, I used to like. They don't really like their Spanish when they're speaking. Like,
You think that's what it is, or they're like ashamed?
They're
Are they
they're like
ashamed?
shy, maybe like that.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like I know someone who's like Matthew. That fool like speaks Spanish like pretty well, and like he speaks it with me. Yeah, I'm like, me and him just speak
But
Spanish
you
to
know
each
what?
other.
There's some girls, for example, I'm in high school. There were some girls that they were so mean to me, and they knew Spanish and fluent Spanish.
"Yeah, fix it."
Why?
Speaking.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh shit! What's up, guys?
We've been like this whole time.
Yeah.
Wait, do you want me to turn it around?
Not like
No,
that.
no,
Exactly.
no, 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 yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Come back.
Ay, pero es que se siente así está bien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because you're like this over it, so that your
Yeah,
voice
yeah.
is not going into
Oh,
the mic.
Bueno.
Yeah.
Y,
Sorry, I had to fix these. This
anyway,
woman. That's what I like bringing. I don't like bringing every
misogynist. Stop it.
the patriarchy.
The patriarchy.
Hey, look, I'm starting to believe in that.
Patriarchy.
Yeah. Cause I'm not rich, bro.
Never wrong.
Yeah.
I'm trans now too.
Hey, Jacob, talking about. Alright, let's get deep, bro.
Let's
get
Deep,
deep.
this is the section of deepness, darkness, just like culitos. This is the deep hole. You know what
Deep
I'm
hole.
talking about. Anyways,
It's a deep,
okay, Jacob.
dark hole.
Section number 2. Una pregunta. What do you think about schools teaching? And I want you to be not with your actually opinion, not Brian's opinion, or
Hey Brian, what's your
your
opinion?
brother's opinion. I want to hear you.
What's your opinion?
Shut up. I want to hear your opinion. Why do you think? Oh no, I don't want to say that. How did you feel about teaching about sexual orientation in schools? You as a student at this age, at this time.
What do you mean sexual orientation? Like sex ed?
No, that's sexual education. Sex. Yeah, see, they don't even know what is sexual. Sex education. No,
Like
sexual
orientation?
education is like, oh hi, I am they them.
Oh,
And then, no, wait.
No, sexual orientation is more like
Oh, wait, those are the pronouns, huh?
I'm gay.
Yeah, I'm gay.
I'm lesbian.
Pansexual, right?
Yeah, pansexual.
That's sexual orientation. What do you think about? What if your teacher comes like, okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start teaching you guys. If you feel this way, you are gay. If you feel this way, you are pansexual. If you feel this way, you are a transsexual. What do you feel?
To me, everybody else has their own thing, but I know for myself, I'm straight, and like everybody else, their other stuff. They could be gay, bisexual, pansexual. And that's them. Doesn't really matter to me, unless they try to hit on me. Then that's yeah. Fuck it.
But like, if the teacher was like, okay, we're gonna talk about it today, about sexual orientation. So today, you guys are already sitting down, right? Don't take a seat, but like, you're there and they're like, so we're gonna teach you about today, so about gays, queers, and all those other, things. Would you be like, bro, what the fuck? Or would you be like, alright?
I'll be like, of course, I'll be like, oh, what the fuck? Like, why can't we learn like anything else? Like, why do we learn about this when I could be learning about like taxes? Shit, like actual things that we learn. Because through high school, once you get out of there, you're fucked.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're fucked because they throw you straight into the world. Not even like, all right, after this, like this is what happened. Nah, straight into it. Taxes and shit like that.
Here's a question that we got into it not last time, but like a long time ago. Where, okay, if that's being taught to you, Jacob, right? Do you think that will plant a seed into your head about that stuff? Or would you just like, oh yeah, whatever?
And what would like plan C? Cause like they're gonna be teaching them, and I'm gonna be like what? Like what the fuck?
Right? Like,
what?
Yeah, cause
You're gonna start realizing like why is that like why are teaching us that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you think if they tell you, okay, for example, if you feel this way, you're gay, right? Let's just say that. I mean, that's the easiest. I would say the easiest way to go nowadays, without offending anyone. But would you question yourself if you were taught that, or you would think if that teacher would have never told you, would you still debate yourself or you debate your sexuality kind of thing? You get it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I would debate myself, but I know like a bunch of people like start debating their stuff and it'll be weird, and like they'll start like thinking these things. Like what if like they think that, but like what if they aren't actually? So they're gonna start like acting like that, feeling like that, but like they aren't.
Now in these days, do you have a lot of your classmates that they act, quote unquote, act that way, or they actually feel that way? What do you see in your youth now? Do you see like it's more like a trend? Do you see more like I just want to be part of the group, or do you see them actually meaning being whatever they identify as?
I see like a bunch of my friends and want to be like part of the trend, want to be like cool, like all acting, gay, homosexual. Yeah, like they're touching each other's ass, like smack each other's ass and shit.
But I mean, you can smack
like
some
groping
food.
someone's,
Okay,
groping somebody's balls, bro.
You can slap ass and like be funny.
Yeah, because I remember.
Like I remember one time
that was a joke back then. Was like
slap
ass, like I'm fucking gay.
Yeah, but that was between your friends.
Yeah.
And then you would do that to friends that you would get really along with them, that you probably went to school since kindergarten with them. But that's my question, because I see a lot now that, well, with your age, I would say you're 14, right? I see that a lot. For example, last 2 years, everyone was in depression. Everyone was a sad kid. And now everyone is going towards, I'm this, I gendered this, I gendered that, which I think is fine, whatever. But my question is like, do you think they're just following a trend, or do you think they actually mean it?
They're following the trend, and I guess a lot of people are using the trend to actually come out as,
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
A lot of people.
And that's why I'm feeling this way.
Yeah. And like a lot of people are using the trend so like they can slowly come out as gay, but a lot of people are just using the trend because like they want to act cool with the other people.
That's a pretty good point
Like
because
you're hopping on the trend.
but you actually want to hop on the trend in order for you to feel comfortable coming out.
So would
There's
that be,
two types, I would say.
would that be helpful for them?
What do you
I
think,
s-
Jacob? How do you
Would
see
that be
it?
I hope it help because it'll be more easier for them to come out and like it'll be easier for them to come out actually
Mm-hmm.
instead of just like straight everywhere and then like you come out and people are gonna like, make fun of you and shit and people are gonna like start acting gay.
I never thought
Yeah.
about that.
That's pretty interesting, actually, because
Yeah.
a lot of, for me as an adult, I thought kids were just pretending, but that makes sense now. Like, okay, I can jump in the train in order for me to feel comfortable coming out, which I understand those types. And then also some of them that like the wannabes, I would call them, or the posers. Then I think that's kind of disrespectful to actually someone who feels the need to come out. You get me?
Yeah, but then that's the thing. Now we like, okay, but how do you know?
Like
That's the thing, you know.
everybody starts acting gay and then
Like, yeah.
now you're getting like how you supposed to know who is
Are you for real? Like, are you know?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So I think, okay, so to finish this topic, do you agree that it's okay to teach those kind of things in your school and at school at your age? How would you feel as a student if a teacher comes and say, okay, Jacob, we're going to start adding sexual orientation to your class or to your class schedule? Would you like to learn about it, or what do you think, what would you be your output? Like, what would you take out of that class?
I would say like there wouldn't really be anything for me to like I don't really want to learn anything about that because like I already know myself. I don't because like you know yourself better than like anybody else. So, but like if you really don't know, like if you think take the class, but since
Okay.
I don't know, I could take like a different class
So you prefer
Like-
it to be an elective
I was gonna say
class
that.
rather
Yeah,
than
like
a
like
set,
that.
like math, for example. You had to take math
Yeah.
all your 4 years.
That makes sense.
That would be pretty cool. Hey guys, you guys are hearing from
I was
school
actually-
boards,
I was
make
actually
it
thinking-
optional.
I was actually thinking about them, like, if they really want that, right? Because they say, like, oh, I will save lives. I'm like, will they make it an elective? Or, I guess, like, in lunch or something like that, like an activity, or after school to be like, hey,
I
If
uh,
if you're
now
having
that-
any,
Thoughts.
feelings or thoughts that way,
this is my other
but
question.
don't push it. Because sometimes you
Yeah.
go in there like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. But then you go and you're like, oh, yeah, you're gay.
Yeah.
That's when I find it more harmful than helpful, because you're like, you went in, maybe you're just confused because you're like, I don't know, I see all these things.
If
like
it's
maybe-
a normal,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then at the end you could have just ended up like just confused from
oh,
social media.
curiosity.
Yeah, and then now he fucking like full fledged now, pushing to being fucking gay, and then goes into
And like
trans.
in the end, like you're like
Yeah,
I don't really like.
that's where I'm
it,
like,
man.
that's
Mm.
where I borderline like, is it pushing it? Like, are you pushing these ideas onto it, or are you being helpful?
That's a debate, I think. Like, for example, if you have not supporting your family for someone, actually, like serious talking, a family that they're extremely religious or whatever you want to call it, I think that class will help them to kind of, like Jacob said, they jump quote unquote in the trend and they be able to feel comfortable to come out to someone who actually understands them. I agree on that. My other question was, okay, you're going into high school right now, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that you would like to learn that at high school or when you were in junior high? How do you think your maturity right now, your age, will benefit more?
I would say in high school, cause in junior high, people are like still like a little immature, and they'll be like, you're taking this class, oh you're gay, like that. They're gonna be all immature. So if you're in high school, they're gonna be like, oh, all right.
A little bit
Like
more.
that.
Do you think
A little
people
more
will take it
mature.
more serious and more?
Yeah.
They will understand better the topics and stuff.
I say like around like maybe sophomore, junior, you can start taking
Okay.
that. Cause if you're freshman, you're still coming in from junior high. You still got that little immaturity in
That's true.
you. Take more time to immature.
That is true.
Yeah.
I agree. I think they should make it like that because like an optional, which I understand
I
that.
say high school, yeah.
And then, like you said, probably like, oh, what if? But that's another thing. For example, I have other people who, obviously, we didn't have that support in schools, and they came out gay and whatever, and there was some bullying going on back in the days.
Of course.
But eventually, it was weird. I would say weird because you was like Jacob said, people will be coming from junior high to freshman year, and they will be gays. Like they will act gay, they will dress gay, but for some reason by junior
It wouldn't be.
they wouldn't be gays anymore. They would be straight, or they would move to bisexual. In those times, it was only those three types. I was in lesbian, bisexual, lesbian, gay, and straight. But then by junior high, here it is straight, or that girl came already straight. So I think
You just need to give them time to realize like maybe I'm not gay and actually this.
exactly.
Yeah.
That.
But
But
if you push
But that's
it,
a self-realization, you know,
yeah, but
because
see,
that's what it was
but if
back
you're
in the
pushing
day.
it,
Yeah.
it's like Jacob
But, like-
coming in, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm confused, this and that," and I'm like,
That-
"Oh, it's because you're gay, dog." And you're
Yeah.
like, "No, I
But that's
just."
my other question. Do you think the classes, that's the way how they're gonna teach them, or it was more like, hey, you know,
This
gays
is-
feel this type of way and bisexual feels type of way. Do you categorize yourself? I'm just assuming. I'm not saying that's what it is, but like to say, okay, do you fall on this spectrum? You fall on this spectrum.
Maybe like they're like, oh, like if you start like feeling like this, like if you see a guy and you're like, oh, I kind of like him, and you see a girl too, you're like, maybe you're probably bisexual, most likely. But if you see a guy, like you really like him, and you see a girl, you're like all right, maybe you fall into like, kind of bisexual or like more gay, but you don't really know.
But on that thing is, on what we seen, how they do that stuff with the gays, like flags and then, oh, today is this and that, and this and that, and like, okay,
Pride Month.
that's already
shit.
pushing it. You know what I'm saying? It's not more of not showing it, like, oh, let's teach you. No, it's like everyone has to bring a pride,
Well,
and it's like, to me, it's like, okay, why don't you do that on Memorial Day? Like, hey, bring an American flag on you. You know, let's stand here on the flag, on the big flag outside the school.
I think Memorial get to get it off. Do you get it off Memorial Day?
Yeah, I get.
But, like,
I get
I know, but the day you come back, I'm saying
But what I'm saying, I feel like
you don't celebrate it as much as
like pride and
like,
shit.
I've never seen the holiday besides like Christmas. You know, the main
in
ones.
schools, you
Yeah,
mean?
in schools that's been as much as Pride.
That is true. I think what it is kind of like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people, a lot of part of that community, they might feel like it's more market rather than actually them caring about them. You know, that's one thing. Another thing too, remember that now it's more open to teachers that they are part of that community as well. So I feel like as an HR perspective, you have to add that community as well, which I agree with you too. Like we should add those things, but I think like that's people will feel more offended. I feel.
Okay, it's my thing though. Okay, but shouldn't you celebrate the country that allows you?
No, I agree with you.
Right,
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where it's like, okay, because like, bro, this is like probably one of the few countries that its citizens don't love its country.
I feel like it's not that they don't love it. I just think they value their country.
They less. Well, they don't. Yeah,
They
Because
they don't love it and value it either, because, bro, like on Memorial Day or like Veterans Day or all this Independence Day, what do they do for 4th of July?
1st of July.
Yeah, it's the 4th of July, not
No,
Independence Day.
4th.
4th of July
Yeah, 4th.
Yeah.
Well, just
for fireworks.
and food.
You're
and
not there, like, you know.
parades and
Yeah.
like that for pride.
I remember.
little
I
fireworks,
think.
boom.
Yeah, I think gay stuff like Pride Month. It's
They're
to my point of view. I feel like it's more way to make money.
Mhm.
I mean, you
pushing
also
it.
make exactly.
No,
You
but in
also make
schools,
money.
Like marketing
in
in
schools, I
in
don't know.
Target is cool. You can do that if,
Yeah.
but you also, we have the right to not go and buy stuff at your thing.
Yeah.
Because we don't like it, but you're allowed to do it.
And your school, did they do something for June for the Pride Month?
In June.
Mm-hmm.
It's June.
It's
Is it?
June.
We got out before June.
Oh,
Yeah, we got out of school before June, so I can't really say anything about that.
But do they have like gay flags with the classes and shit like that?
No, just American.
I think it all depends
That's
on the
good.
schools. I think.
Hold up, more sound.
I
Bro.
think it all depends on schools. I think it
Yeah.
depends on the community, and also remember you need to remember that schools is based on community, is based kind of in race, and the budget of that school. So
School was just mainly like,
But
Latinos.
exactly.
yeah, but even that, still with that, what do they do? They're like celebrate what America. You know, even though like you're not like out there like super like fucking USA, but you're still celebrating
Yeah. All
the
right, let's change subject.
flag.
Next.
What up? And that's the episode for today.